In Paducah, severe weather update for this morning. We've got an increasing risk of severe thunderstorms tonight. We're a little increasingly concerned about tornado potential. We've got our slides already on Facebook, but we'll talk to them a little bit. Sorry for the delay. We had a little bit of a hardware failure, and by hardware failure I meant some of the parts that I forgot to bring. Make them work. So tornado risk has increased. Damaging winds, large hail, and tornado will be possible. Storms tonight will be fast moving. South winds also today up to 40 to 50 miles per hour, in addition to the threat of severe thunderstorms. The tornado risk again has increased. Today, what to do: prepare and closely monitor react to severe weather this evening and overnight, including the threat for tornadoes. Monitor forecast updates throughout the day today and adjust your plans accordingly. Be prepared to respond to that threat. Have adequate shelter available. We're in a level 4, and SPC is already talking about expanding that risk further eastward in their update that they're going to do here in about an hour. Level 4 out of 5s, obviously pretty high. Doesn't get a whole lot higher than that, and could end up getting a little bit higher than that even before the day's over. The risk for tornadoes, including a few strong tornadoes EF2 or greater, does exist today. The risk is highest in the red area of the map, but it is respectably high across the entire quad state. So tornadoes and damaging winds will be possible. Large hail. The uncertainty at this point is just the location of the initial development of thunderstorms. Got a hail and severe weather wind risk as well. And here's our timing: 9 p.m. tonight. We got thunderstorms across the west, moving from west to east. This is 2 different models showing somewhat similar things. This stuff here, though, at 9 p.m. probably won't be fully rooted into the surface to bring a severe weather risk. This is at midnight. Very intense thunderstorms trekking eastward. A couple of lines, possibly. That's hard to say for sure. And then this model doesn't have quite as much intensity, but the environment that will be present leads us to believe that it will be intense and severe and dangerous as it comes through. 3 p.m. Saturday, or 3 a.m. Saturday, we have that risk of severe weather coming up into Evansville, Owensboro, Hopkinsville, and departing to the east. We do expect the tornado favorability will remain in place through the night. We don't expect the conditions to stabilize significantly. Wind advisories in effect for this evening: wind gusts 45 to 55 miles an hour, or probably 50 or so. And then the risk will continue on Saturday morning. We may see some redevelopment at 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning with thunderstorms that depart. Will track to the northeast, and then that threat will probably end by about 3 or 4 p.m. on Saturday. But there is a couple models that kind of persist some thunderstorms around. If that happens, then we'll have a better chance of flash flooding with those thunderstorms persisting. Here's the timing of that: 10 a.m. to noon to 3 p.m., 2 to 5 p.m. Rainfall rates have trended downward a little bit, but they're not minimal enough that there could be heavy rain. And here's 5 p.m. Saturday. Some of our models kind of linger some of that rain and then heavy rain there over parts of western Kentucky. We're at a moderate risk. Moderate risk are almost always significant events, and this event is trending upwards as we get closer to the event, which usually results in more active weather. The last moderate was May 26, 2024 in our area. It's a very high impact event, and then we about once every other year or every year or so on average we'll get a moderate risk for our area. And what we are wanted to be alert for tonight is a change in storm intensity as the evening progresses. So we could have, like, this activity here is fairly weak, but if we look at the instability, it's also fairly weak. That moisture and heat is moving in from the southwest. This activity is a more stable air. This activity is in the more unstable air. It's obviously more intense. And as we move off to the east at midnight, that instability picks up and you see that very intense thunderstorms. And it's somewhat unusual for thunderstorms to become more intense through the overnight, but it is not unheard of. So it's more common in the wintertime. So we want to be alert for that. So you could see thunderstorms at 9 or 10 p.m. Say, it's not really doing much. It doesn't mean that that's going to continue. The storms could increase in intensity in the overnight, and that's actually kind of what we're expecting. Tornado sheltering options. We've got this on our website as well. Interior room, well-constructed home or building is going to be your best bet, or a basement. above or below ground tornado storm shelter is your best option, but interior room, well-constructed home or building or basement is good options. Lesser options, mobile homes, underneath highway overpasses or in vehicles. And keep in mind, typically we only have about 7 minutes from the time on average, we have about 7 minutes from the time we issue the tornado warning until there is a threat. So you don't have a lot of time to piddle around and hem and haw about what you're doing. So why has the confidence increased? This is getting a little bit nerdy, but this is a measure of temperature and moisture in the lowest part of the atmosphere. When we look at what we see this morning, it's very saturated in that lowest level of the atmosphere. That moisture creates latent heat release, which creates heat, which makes the parcels more unstable. Last night, we had drier air in the lowest lowest kilometer of the atmosphere or so. And in all of our models now, and we were concerned about this happening, we're seeing that saturation, that richness in the moisture in the lower part of the atmosphere. Shear profiles are really, really favorable. Instability's up by quite a bit. We're seeing that. So here's the one of our other models. Let me see if I go back to 6Z 24 hours ago. I bet it's drier. Yeah, not a whole lot drier, but it actually looks a little more realistic in the current run. And we've got just a little bit of a capping inversion, which can lead to more discrete thunderstorms, be a little bit more of a problem as the evening progresses here. So that's what we've got. Let's see here, any other things? We'll double check, make sure that nothing has changed on the SPC side before we wrap up. So basically tonight, have a way to receive warnings and be prepared to take action if warnings are issued from your area. Through tonight, we'll provide continued updates throughout the day. Everybody have a safe and good day.